Tonight, Fraser Ellis quits the Liberal Party as he faces further country travel allowance scrutiny. And peer support workers celebrated with a new video in Broken Hill.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Narungga MP Fraser Ellis has suddenly resigned from the Liberal Party after telling Parliament he's facing criminal charges. The alleged offences follow a recent investigation relating to the country member's travel allowance. Shari Hams has more.
In the early hours of this morning during a marathon parliamentary sitting, Fraser Ellis has confirmed he's been charged by ICAC in relation to the country travel allowance scandal.
I'm to inform the House that yesterday I was charged with alleged offences arising from the recent ICAC investigation.
Just before 2:15 a.m, he spoke in Parliament House, Mr Ellis maintaining his innocence.
I'm completely innocent and I will be vigorously defending these allegations to the full extent of my resources and the law.
The Independent Commissioner Against Corruption QC, Anne Vanstone, releasing a statement today confirming the charges, saying it will be alleged that between the 13th of May 2018 and 12th of June 2020, Mr Ellis made 78 fraudulent claims for country members' accommodation allowance, totalling more than $18,000. He's now been charged with 23 counts of deception and will be appearing in court late March. The allowance is available to members of Parliament whose place of residence is 75 kilometres or more from Adelaide.
I've never acted dishonestly. Any error in a claim form completed by a relatively inexperienced member was simply that.
Fraser Ellis's move to the crossbench means the Liberals are now in a minority government with just over a year left until next election.
A 65-year-old Kadina man has been reported for allegedly cultivating cannabis. Around 2:30 on Tuesday, police searched the property and located 2 large cannabis plants growing in the rear yard. Police also uncovered an amount of dried cannabis, cannabis seed, drug paraphernalia and hydroponic equipment. The man will appear in court at a later date, and anyone with further information is being urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Police are investigating 3 break-ins in Port Augusta, where the same woman is believed to be the suspect. The 3 incidents are alleged to have occurred in Sharonburg Court on Wednesday, Kirby Court on February 11, and Burke Crescent on February 13. Police say the suspect entered the homes after asking for water before stealing multiple items. She is described of Aboriginal appearance, early 20s, 160 centimetres tall, solid build with short black hair and rotten teeth. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. Peer support workers in Broken Hill have shared their story in a new film released online. Their role supporting those affected by mental health, drug and alcohol issues becoming more important, with an increase in locals seeking help.
Turning their past challenges into a way to help others.
Our brief is to actually have a completely non-clinical approach. We meet people in the community.
Peer support workers use their past experiences to help those suffering from mental health and drug and alcohol issues. And now these hidden health heroes are sharing their stories in a new film.
It's extremely special and extremely difficult to do, and yet has so much value.
A conversation with somebody who's been in the same situation, sometimes making all the difference.
Enables others to see that they have someone they can trust, someone they can open up to.
Those conversations more important than ever, with Lifeline reporting increased demand in Broken Hill.
Especially in regards to anxiety, there's been an increase in anxiety, especially with COVID. There's been an increase in worry and concerns from our consumers.
Social distancing and border closures leaving many feeling alone.
Getting out of being isolated, so reaching out and getting that support is probably the best thing an individual can do.
It's hoped the film will inspire others to join the program.
All indications are that it's been working really well for the health department, and knowing that my loved ones and my community are able to access this service, it all adds up.
And for 24-hour crisis support, Lifeline is available on 13 11 14. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A historic bill to decriminalise abortion in South Australia has passed the state parliament's lower house. The bill removing abortion from the Criminal Law Act passed with 29 in favour and 15 against last night. An amendment was also passed which prevents termination of pregnancy on the basis of gender. Late-term abortions, defined as after 22 weeks and 6 days, can now occur. However, two medical practitioners must both agree that the procedure is necessary to save the life of the pregnant person or fetus, or if there is significant risk of injury to physical or mental health. Facebook is facing mounting criticism after blocking Australian news content, including regional media. Industry groups claim information is more important than ever and encourage residents to continue accessing local content.
Facebook has officially stopped the press, following through on threats to ban news in protest at the federal government's proposed media bargaining code. Many media gurus are now raising concerns.
Misinformation, I think misunderstandings, things that aren't clarified, things that aren't confirmed by an independent source, those sorts of stories that will become rather prevalent.
This is an outrageous action by Facebook, and I think all Australians have the right to be quite aggrieved.
It's been another blow to regional journalism, with local papers forced to shut their doors last year as they simply couldn't afford to keep printing.
You know, they're going to have to find different ways to market their stories and market what their actual product is.
There's still hope this could be a positive, with residents encouraged to engage in traditional methods.
What people need to do is to go directly to the websites of different organisations, regional newspapers for instance, and all the news that they want will be there.
You know, I've already gone back to the advertiser website to find out what happened overnight, to find out what's happening around the state.
During a global pandemic and bushfire season, this former editor says accurate news is more important than ever.
Highlight the importance of, I guess, that official source of information and telling both sides of the story and finding out all the facts.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Broken Hill in the frame for a new ambulance, and a major Wyler road receives vital upgrades. Broken Hill could be in line to receive a new intensive care ambulance as part of a major asset rollout. 50 new vehicles will be hitting the streets in April, with 7 of those going to Western New South Wales. However, unions will have a major say on whether a vehicle will be assigned to Broken Hill. The state government says it's spending more than $1 billion on the ambulance service this year. New roadside curbing has been installed in Wyler, starting at the Playford Avenue end of Elliott Street. Council urging the community to drive safely in the area and be aware of the changed traffic conditions. Sophia Contagonis has more.
This left-hand lane partially blocked off as work fixing the curbside here on Elliott Street continues.
As part of Council's 3-year program of upgrading many of our roads and curb, we're here on Elliott Street for the next probably 8 to 10 weeks.
Going from old to new, council crew working hard on the job.
The roads and the curb are long life assets, so we're always doing work every year, but it does mean that there's a long time between drinks for each of the roads.
Road users will be restricted to the right-hand lane, whilst the curbing is being replaced in front of residencies. Once the curbing team reach Essington Lewis Avenue, the crew will then turn around and work their way back towards Playford Avenue, replacing the curb on the north side of the medium strips.
We're looking to have some cut-ins that will help with the stormwater, and that means the stormwater will be able to get into the trees that are in the medium strip.
Council urge locals to drive safely when approaching the roadworks and be aware of the changed road conditions.
Ask road users to slow down and be safe. We do have all of our signage out. We've got our council workers out there.
The upgrade is expected to take approximately 2 months to complete, with residents who will be affected by the works notified by letterbox drop-off.
Port Augusta's Clontarf Foundation will host their Year 8 induction camp in 2 weeks' time. It will be the first time other groups have been hosted in the city, with local organisations getting behind some of the activities.
Gearing up for a big few days. Preparations are well underway at Port Augusta's Clontarf Foundation. as they get ready to hold a combined camp in 2 weeks' time.
Fun activities with the aquatic centre, so the boys will be down doing some activities there on the water, and the other guys are going to be doing an amazing race around town.
It will be the first time the Year 8 induction camp is held in the city, hosting members from both the Whyalla High School and Adelaide's Ocean View Academy.
There, 15 or a dozen Academy members will be joining our Year 8 Academy members, and it's about really unpacking what it means to be a part of Clontarf.
They say they are grateful to local organisations for their support. A number of them signing up to assist with planned activities like the Amazing Race, while others are volunteering within the community.
We've got Headspace involved in that, CBS are involved, Beyond Bank's involved in that, possibly Sports Power, and then the local city council as well.
Staff say the camp aims to represent what Clontarf stands for, helping the boys recognise the importance of good school attendance and being a good bloke.
The relationships they make now with the boys from Whyalla, Port Lincoln, Ocean View, they'll be able to keep those for the next 4 years, and it's an added level of support.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Broken Hill's Landcare Group set to expand to cater for demand. And the peppercorn markets make a twilight return in Whyalla. Landcare Broken Hill is set to expand its greenhouse site, with current facilities at capacity. The organisation saying strong volunteer support and community demand for plants has caused a pleasant problem.
In a town where green spaces can be hard to come by, Landcare's greenhouses are full to the brim.
So we're more than doubling the propagation area, which is a more densely covered and protected area for the little seeds to come out of the seed beds.
The welcoming convenience coming with increased support from the community. 60 dedicated volunteers gave up their time to pot on 1,500 seedlings at a recent event.
It's very heartening to see the community come together for something like this, and the passion that people showed was amazing.
As well as plans to build another shade house, the group has acquired a one-of-a-kind trailer equipped with built-in shelving and watering system.
We can take this trailer to events and we can actually show on the site what we do here at the Centre for Community.
It's been a turbulent few months for Landcare, equipment and seedlings falling victim to alleged thieves over the past few months. That nursery has been rebuilt and expanded thanks to support from volunteers.
We can increase capacity, but like I said, we still need to have nights like we had the other night and get the people in there and get them interested.
We're aiming to make this city one that has seized livability from greening it.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Port Augusta will get its own slice of the Adelaide Fringe Festival this weekend, with First Nation voices to perform in the city. It will be the first time the musicians have brought their act to the region.
Bringing a taste of the city to the Flinders Ranges. A Port Augusta football club and Pitchy Ritchie Park set to host First Nation voices this weekend.
First Nation Voices is a collective of 3 different Indigenous artists bringing their stories to the stage.
Part of the Adelaide Fringe Festival, it's the first time the 3 leading musicians have played together in the region, performing original songs and sharing their stories of culture and life's journeys.
So we'd each sort of known each other individually as friends over a long period of time, so this was a chance to come together.
For Russell Smith, this will be an extra special occasion. The Port Augusta resident says there's nothing like playing on home soil.
As a kid growing up in Port Augusta, living in Devonport, for me it's just coming home and playing music and being professional to what I do.
The first show will kick off here at the West Augusta Football Club tomorrow night, with residents encouraged to show their support and check it out.
To bring it on stage and bring it around the state of South Australia is pretty exciting.
Tickets can be purchased online or at the door. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Whyalla locals are in for a treat this weekend, with the year's very first peppercorn market to take place. Event organisers kick-starting the year with something different, holding a night market under the stars.
Marking out the zones for tomorrow night's event.
We've got a Twilight Market happening in Aidarun Gardens tomorrow from 4 till 8:30. So we've got a live band, Hold My Beer, joining us to provide some entertainment while people shop and enjoy a nice, relaxing, free community event.
More than 40 stalls will be setting up shop, ranging from boutique, home and handmade items to a variety of food vans.
We've got about 7 food vans joining us, so they'll be able to provide quite a wide range of food for families and people to come down and enjoy.
These 3 ladies doing what they love, spending multiple hours putting together this event in a bid to give back to the community.
Council approached us to do this market, so we've done it in about 6 weeks.
Anything we raise, we give back to the community. So in the 4 years we've been doing peppercorn, we've given over $30,000 back to different charities within Whyalla.
The Whyalla Youth Group will be their chosen charity, taking home the additional profits from tomorrow night's market. Children also catered for at the family-friendly event.
We've got a jumping castle, which is a gold coin donation. There's a playground at the gardens already. Bring down a picnic rug, come down, enjoy some dinner, enjoy the live music, have a fun, free family night out.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We preview the weekend's cricket action. And Alex Sykes will have the weekend weather details. Hello again. Time to go around the grounds and preview the weekend's local cricket action. Here's our experts with their tips.
Hello and welcome to round 15 of Port Pirie Cricket. It's the final minor round and there's still one spot up for grabs in the finals. Here at Memorial Oval, it's going to be Wandera taking on Southport. Both these sides are firmly placed in the finals and will finish 1-2. I'll be tipping Wandera in this one. Over at Port Oval, it's the big game with Port Germain taking on Props. Port Germain will be looking for a really big win because percentage is going to play a part, whereas Props could get away with a narrow loss and still make finals. I'm tipping Props in a close one.
G'day and welcome to round 11 of Port Augusta Cricket. First game we see the top side, Central Stirling take on West Augusta at Etsa. Westies are still yet to win a game for the year, so I'm going to go with Central Stirling there. The other game sees Corn take on South Augusta in Corn. This should be a good match. Both sides will be looking to try to get the second position. Unfortunately, I'm going to lean towards South Augusta to beat Corn. Yeah, so my 2 winners this week are Central Stirling and South Augusta.
Hello and welcome to round 8 of the Whyalla Cricket Association. This week, we see North Whyalla take on Rupina at Memorial Oval. In this game, it's going to be a tight tussle, and Rupina will be wanting to get some revenge back after last week's T20 defeat. This week, though, I think I'm going to go with North Whyalla. In the game at Bennett, we see West Whyalla taking on Central Whyalla. West Whyalla put up a really good fight thanks to Pat MacArthur last week, but still fell short, and I think they're going to fall short again this week to Centrals.
Welcome to this week's Port Lincoln Cricket Tips. Another big weekend in cricket. Lincoln South and Todd River will battle it out at Waybacks. Lincoln South should be too strong and get the job done in this one. Next game sees Southern Air and Charlton. Really good game of cricket this one's shaping to be. I think Charlton will be a little bit too strong. And in the final game, Waybacks and Tasmans. A little bit of spice in the last game these two teams played. Waybacks getting over the line just. I think Tasmans will reverse that and get the job done. Thanks for listening to the Port Lincoln Cricket Tips.
Final round of minor games in Broken Hill this weekend, and it's come right down to the wire with minor premiership going to be decided at the Alma Oval between North and West. I'm selecting North. Their batting may be a little bit more consistent. At the other game, Central take on South. Central, they should be too strong for South, who struggle to have made runs all season.
And with a look at the weekend weather forecast, here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John. We saw an easing of those hot and sunny conditions we've endured over the past couple of days. From 3 p.m, Port Augusta was very hot with a late cool change, 40 degrees, while a very hot and partly cloudy, 39. Port Lincoln partly cloudy and 31 there. Broken Hill was sunny and 35 degrees, was very hot and partly cloudy in Port Pirie, 40 degrees there. Woodna and Cooper Pedy both 38 and it got to a high of 36 in Adelaide, Kadina, Cleve and Clare. Taking a look at today's satellite image, a band of clouds stretching across the interior and southeast of the state is bringing a few showers. Skies are generally clear elsewhere under a high pressure ridge and hot, dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. East to northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas below 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swell between 1 and 1.5 metres. Cloudy conditions across the Gulf heading into the weekend. Port Lincoln 23 on Saturday, Cleve a top of 25, Woodna 32. Whyalla is set to reach a top of 27, Port Augusta will get to a high of 32 and Kadina 29 degrees. Port Pirie 30 degrees, Clare 31 and Broken Hill be sunny and 37 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, Sunday we mainly find conditions windy in the north. Cooper Pedy 34, Broken Hill to get to a high of 35, Port Augusta and Woodna both 28 degrees, 26 in Kadina. Sunny in the far north and east of the region on Monday, Port Augusta windy and 26. Similar conditions in Whyalla, top of 24 there, 25 in Kadina, Adelaide 23. And mainly fine conditions forecast for Tuesday with temperatures in the 20s, sunny and 28 in Cooper Pedy, 25 in Port Augusta and Woodna, cloudy and 21 in Port Lincoln. So a decent weekend of weather coming up, John, and no sign of rain early next week either. That's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks, Alex. And that's the local news for tonight and the week. Just a reminder, you can keep up with us on social media at our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages. I'm John Hunt, thanks for your company. I'll have updates later and we'll be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.